All right, let's get into a case that every law student absolutely needs to have in their back pocket. But if you dig just a little deeper, you'll find it's a total masterclass in procedural law. It answers a really critical question about how, and more importantly, when, our courts should handle an accusation of lying under oath. So here's the big question this whole thing boils down to. In the middle of a really heated trial, when does a disputed statement officially become a lie that you can prosecute? Maybe even more important for legal strategy, when is the right time for a court to even start looking into that question? Let's break down exactly how the court solved this procedural puzzle. Okay, here's how we're going to tackle this, just like a proper case brief. Every major legal principle starts with a real-life human story, and this one, like so many others, begins with a family in conflict. So the people involved here are Arun Kumar Agarwal, the husband, and Radha Arun, the wife, who was an IRS officer. And this messy matrimonial dispute is the backdrop for the huge legal fight that came next. Just a few days later, the husband hits back with an application under Section 340 of the Criminal Procedure Code, claiming she committed perjury. That one single word, premature, is the spark that lights the fire for this entire case. Can a claim of perjury actually be premature? It's about intentionally giving false evidence. You have to be making a false statement under oath on purpose. And the key phrase here is that it gives the court the power to act only when it thinks it's expedient in the interests of justice. The court has to be convinced that starting a perjury investigation is actually necessary for justice to be served. The court looked at what the alleged lies were actually about: the husband's character, his behavior, his fitness as a father, and it realized these weren't just side issues. These were the very facts being disputed in the custody case itself. Well, the court dismissed the husband's appeal, but in doing so, it created a really powerful and long-lasting legal precedent. Perjury applications have to wait until after the main case is over. The only right time to figure out if someone lied is after all the evidence is on the table. This ruling from 2001 is still good law today. It's a binding precedent in Karnataka, and it's cited as a key authority by courts all over India. At the end of the day, this case offers such an elegant solution to a really tricky problem. By setting a clear rule on timing, the court made sure that the powerful tool of a perjury proceeding is used for what it's for, to protect the integrity of the justice system and not weaponized to harass someone during a lawsuit.